Hey, it's Manny. I was asked to put together a video on how to do the cogs on the third boss in the Iron Horse raid. There are a couple different ways to do them, so in this video, I'll show you how I like to do them. Before we start, if you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button and ding that notification bell so you know when there's new videos. And if you're looking for someone to game with, you can find me and other players in the Militia Discord server. The link is in the description below. After you've completed phase 1, where you diagnose all 3 colors, you'll start the cog phase. During this phase, you'll need to line up the cog wheels so that the slag doors can be open. There are 3 pairs of cog wheels that are located between each set of colors. One set between red and yellow, one set between red and blue, and one set between blue and yellow. If you're assigned to one of the pairs of cogs, the first thing you'll need to do before starting the encounter is figure out how many ticks the cogs need to go in order to get locked into position. The first thing you need to know is how the cogs turn. The leftmost cog turns clockwise, and the rightmost cog turns counterclockwise. Now that we know the directions the cogs turn, now we have to figure out how many turns each cog needs to go. So for the left cog, we need this U opening to travel clockwise around till it matches up with this dot. And for the right cog, we need this U opening to travel counterclockwise till it matches up with this dot. Alright, so a full cog rotation is 12 ticks. And we're going to assume the dot is the 12th position. And for both cogs, the bottom position is going to be the number 9. The position opposite of 12 will be the 6. The top position on both cogs is going to be the number 3. Now I'm going to just quickly fill in the rest of the numbers. Alright, so with this we can clearly see that our left cog is at 8 and our right cog is at 6. Alright, so in game we're not going to have numbers written down there, but you can figure out where the 3, the 6, and the 9 are for each the left and the right cog. So for the left cog, in this example, see how it's just next to the 9? That means it's an 8. If it was on the other side of the 9, it would be a 10. Just use that as a general rule of figuring out which it is. You need to know exactly the number, and it's not that hard to figure out. I'll have some more examples a little bit later. All right, so we're not quite done with these numbers yet. What I want you to do now is some simple math. Subtract 1 from each number. So instead of 8, we have 7. Instead of 6, we have 5. Now you need to write those numbers down. But instead of writing down 75, I want you to write down 57, and I'll explain in a minute why. But first, you might be asking yourself, why did we subtract 1? All right, so as the cogs turn, when you decide to stop turning the cogs, it always turns 1 additional turn. So what you want to do is always stop 1 before the actual number. So you want to go 8, you want to stop at 7. And I'll show you how that all works in a second. So before we go any further, let's get a little practice in. I'm going to show you 2 more. I'm going to let you look at it for a few seconds, and then I'm going to put up the answer so you guys can figure it out, all right? So go ahead and pause the video right now so you can figure it out. Here's the answer. This one is very similar to the last one. If we quickly throw up our base numbers, 3, 6, 9, 12, you'll see that if you look at the left cog, it's just below the 6. That means it's a 7. Now, obviously, the right cog is at 6. So what are we going to write down? We're going to write down 76. Nope, we got to subtract 1 from each first. So we're going to write down 6 and 5, but we're going to reverse them, and we're going to have 56. That's our number for this cog wheel. Let's do one more before we move on. Once again, just pause real quick right here, try to figure the numbers out, and the answer is as follows. So we're adding the base numbers to help us out here, but you're going to have to know these just by looking at them, all right? All right, so left cog wheel is 1 tick above 6. That's going to be a 5. And then obviously the right cog wheel, that's an easy one. It's 9. Go ahead and subtract 1 from each, so we get 4, and then we have an 8. Which number do we want to write down to remember? Do we want to write down 48? Nope, we want to write down 84. I hope I didn't make it too confusing. So if you have any issues with this, please just write me a comment below, and I'll do my best to answer it and help you figure it out. All right, we just finished up phase 1. Now we're on to phase 2, the cogs. So you're going to head all the way up to the top, and we're going to drop down. Now make sure you go to the right section if you're red, yellow, blue, red, whatever one it is. So you want to go there. So now we have our numbers, right? And remember I told you to reverse the numbers? Here's why. This left wheel corresponds to the right cog down below, and this right wheel corresponds to the left cog. So it's easy to remember the numbers reversed because this is the direction we're going to be looking at them at. For this run through example, it's actually the first one I showed you. So my number is actually 57. So I have to turn the left wheel 5 rotations and the right wheel 7 rotations. This is the most stressful part of the whole thing. You get to hold F down for the number of clicks. I'm talking right now, but I'll play this again several times so you can hear what the clicks sound like. So I held it down for 5 clicks. Now I'm holding it down for 7 clicks. The reason it makes it so difficult, first of all, you have comms, you have Discord chatter. Then you also have gunfire, you have grenades going off, you have people firing guns, and you have to listen closely. However, once you have it down pat, you can simply know the pattern of how long each click takes. It goes click, click, click. So let's listen to it now without me talking. I'm going to now play the cog tick sound over and over, repeat a few times so you can really hear it and start to know what it sounds like. And as I mentioned, sometimes with all the grenades and all the noise going on, it's tough to hear it. So you have to start, you can do a cadence of like click, 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 click. And what I often do is I don't look at my screen, I look down at my keyboard or I close my eyes because it helps me focus on the listening to the actual ticks of the cog wheels. All right, and actually count them out. Don't do click click. Go 1 2 3 4 5. Stop. If you're really having problems hearing the ticks because there's too much chatter on comms, ask for quiet comms or just deafen Discord for the time while you're doing it. Just don't forget to undeafen it. That happens sometimes. And if somehow you thought you messed up and you're not sure if you got it right, have someone check for you, right? You'll know it's done when both cogs, the dots, are lit up like this. That's a basic speedrun and strat for dealing with the cogs in phase 2 of the third boss in the Iron Horse raid. I hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful. If you did, please hit that like button below and leave a comment if you have any questions. I'll do my best to answer them. If you'd like to see more content like this, then please smash that subscribe button, and you can also follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Maniocrity, where I stream Friday, Saturday, and Sunday evenings starting at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until next time, agents, happy hunting.